hope everyone is safe and have taken enough precautions to keep you and your loved ones safe. So at the meantime, McCoy would like to have all these online platforms, the discussions rather with all our facilitators. And today, Anushly is joining with us. Hi, Anushly.
Hi, Roshi. How are you doing?
I'm good, dear. How are you?
Same here. We are doing good.
Great.
Uh,
As everyone knows, that epidemic has struck when business was about to recover, and the calamity what you and me are going through right now is inexorable. And this is a time that we all have to keep our head straight to maintain the same level of motivation and to keep ourselves stable. So honestly, tell us, what is your advice to keep oneself stable and ambitious to meet the conditions? Like even the organizations, how can these organizations help people to keep their the motivational level up?
Good question, Roshi. I really love this question. And thank you for creating this platform for me to share my thoughts about it. So let me start with the organizations, right? So now a lot of authorities such as health authorities, government authorities have come up with some guidelines to follow for your own safety and the others' safety. Okay. So as a country, what the biggest threat that we are facing now is people not following that. So organizations can play a major role in supporting these authorities by spreading the word and educating their employees, keep them aware, and also making sure that their own employees, because they are the touch points for many employees, many people of this country. So they can take some effort in educating their own employees to maintain those guidelines such as social distance, being at home, and so on. And the next thing comes is once they are being educated on these things, uh, next point is the employees having a stress about the financial stress. Okay, so this is where some people actually working from home, some people are not working from home but they are being paid, some people don't have a job and don't have a payment as well, and some businesses, they don't have any business, they are just locked down at home. So how can these, if it's a company, how can they help at this time would be, I would say, create an environment with psychological safety to talk about their stress of these employees. What are they going through? And help them to find alternative ways. Maybe possibly companies may not be able to provide solutions for all kind of stress that they're going through, but at least to help them with suggestions, recommendations, or alternatives where it will ease it a bit, okay, to manage the stress for this short period and make them understand that this shall too pass after some time. It's not a long term stress. If they know, if they stay at home and manage it better, they can have a long term benefit. So, and the next thing I would say is like people are also like having their part of doing something about this, but they are to be motivated. So the companies can do to some extent, they can educate them, they can have conversations with them, and they can have some online activities, or companies can also maybe think of making, there was a coffee shop last year when the East attack was happening, there was a coffee shop which did some made use of that time to educate the employees. They had training sessions and they developed and upskilled the employees, where once the trauma was over, these employees were much more fit and much more, were better people, transformed as better people to do well for their customers. That could be another avenue that companies could look into, because there are a lot of online platforms where people could learn and could be developed on. And it is definitely going to pay back to the employees as well as the organization for their long-term profit. And talking about individuals, what they could do, okay, this stress of working, this lifestyle of being engaged in these businesses, and even could be people who are going to these universities or studying, you could mention, right? They have actually lost track of their own lifestyle. So this is the time where they could sit a bit, think about it, reflect what they could do in terms of creating the family or strengthening the family bond, I would say, right? So things that they could do to keep them alive and motivate would be like cooking together, uh, singing together, having a kadru party together, or playing instruments together. Uh, there are many things that you could come up with your based on the strength that you have within the family and the interest that you have within the family to do things together. So it actually helps to motivate each other, appreciate each other under one roof, right? And another thing would be I mean, as individuals, you don't have to wait for an organizations to offer you a learning platform. If you feel that, just reconsider your goals, what you have set for yourself. Are you on the right track? What can I do better? To do better, what should I learn? From whom should I get help? So it's a kind of a review, self-review that you could do at this time. So, and as a coach, already I'm helping many people like that. So this is a moment to look at your life again, a moment that has been given to you, I would say, right? Without any work stress. So let's make use of this moment without complaining about. Another thing would be like people are actually demotivated to even wake up. So I think that you need to have a schedule for yourself to wake up and start your day with positive affirmation. This is so important because we are living in an environment which speaks about corona and its negativity, such as what's the count of the death and what could go wrong because of corona. Okay, so there are some good things also happening, such as people educating, sending some positive vibes. But what you could do to yourself in a moment like this is start your day with positive affirmations. So that will help you to be motivated to have a positive day, and it will also help your whole family and your colleagues, office environment that you're working with virtually also to have that spirit within your. And the next thing I would say is like people have this rush of going, and they have been having that the goods are going to finish, I need to go and fight fast and I need to save it and stuff like that. And now I think government has come up with some solutions, which is a really good thing, which has solved that anxiety. But the next thing is where there are still people who will say, because there are people have been locked down for like more than 2 weeks, and there are people who do not have an income source. So there are people who do have the supply, okay, a system to support them to do door deliveries, but they do not have financial resource to buy those. It has come to a state like that, irrelevant to the fact you are in which part of the economical scale. You do not necessarily have to be a needy person for that. So just take a moment to see that whether you could help anybody like that at this moment. It can be your neighbor, or it can be an unknown person. There are a lot of charity organizations working towards it. I'm also part of one charity organization where we help the needy and some other people. So think about it, because it really motivates you in a moment like this to appreciate life. Okay, and another thing would be to have a to-do list for yourself. And this to-do list is not going to be the same as your usual to-do list, because it's going to be like work from home, and working from home is not that easy thing. So before individuals come up with to-do list, I think the organizations also have to start uh, educating and creating that atmosphere, and understand and help these individuals with the transition of working from home, because working from home is could be stressful also, because every house may not have a setup to work from home. because everybody may not have the comfort with that type of a residence. And also, for some people, actually, it has become more work after it became working from home. And I'm hearing that from some clients of mine. So, which is a signal for organizations to start thinking about how to help your employees with this transition of working from home. Uh, how to make it a kind of less stress thing for them to work from home. And if you take about the individuals, your to-do list is going to be about working from home, where it need to include yourself, it need to include your family, and it need to include your office work. So how are you going to do that? And this to-do list may vary than your usual to-do list. Okay, so you need to accept it and make the to-do list and wake up for a day to achieve that or strive towards working towards that to-do list. That's one thing I would like to say. I know that a lot of people are trying to take a lot of sleep, rest for yourself, which is a really good thing to do, but don't get carried away with that. You also make sure that you stick to your to-do list or schedule that you're planning to do. And it's an important time for you to connect with yourself. Connect with yourself through spiritual activities. It's so important. And why it's important, I will not say it here, because only when you so close to you will know that it refreshes you within you. And it can be anything. It could be a prayer, it could be doing some physical activities or meditation, it could be anything of your choice, and try to do it together with your family if possible as well. And you can also connect through the virtual platform to do it with your friends. And it's also a time for humor, I would say. I know, like, some of my myself and my cousins, we have got together playing Ludo online. And this is happening like after our school days. That's because we stay together as well. Yeah. So think about, be creative. Think about, there are a lot of things that you could think of to keep yourself motivated, right? And there's no such specific list. I'm just giving you a few words to use at this moment. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others, right? And understand what matters the most at this difficult time. Thank you.
That's quite a lot. And actually, like, this is a time family together. At the same time, you're working, you're doing something to the organization as well. So thank you very much for joining with us.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all good health and safety. Thank you.
Thank you.